Today, we're going to be looking at how we can actually live off on our investment or the rules to growing our wealth or developing our wealth. If you actually want to achieve financial freedom and live off on your passive income, then you have to apply the rules of what of growing wealth, which is very, very important. You must learn how to turn your money into more money. You can grow your wealth and investment wisely. That is, you have to grow it wisely if you actually want to build a wealthy empire of financial freedom. There is always a bright side of life if you actually follow this principle, which I'm going to explain one after the other. Money is actually a tool that must be used wisely in life, and it must not actually control us. We can do some three basic things with money, which are: number one, money is for savings; number two, money is for spending; and number three, money is for investment. You need to understand this. Now, there must be a balance between savings, spendings, and investment. Savings without saving your money without reason is what is pointless. So these rules and regulations are what I'm going to explain for you to actually build up your financial wealth. Now, for you to grow your wealth and investment, you must start with your job. You must have a solid foundation of income and savings. So you must have something that is called a job, which you must be doing for you to be able to start your financial, building up your financial empire or your wealth. So your job should be able to pay you well. It is your main source of income and the biggest asset that you can actually, have. So for you to be able to build up yourself, you must have a job that you're actually doing, which at the end of the day is going to earn you what I call a salary or a wages, depending on whether you're being weekly or you are being paid monthly. So it is your biggest asset. So it is what allows you to earn money, save money, and also to invest your money. Without a job, you may have to struggle to grow your wealth and live up on your on your investment. So without a job, you might not be able to achieve that thing that I wish you actually wanted to achieve. So you must use your job to reach your financial goal. Now, one thing I always tell people in life is that if you actually wanted to have financial freedom, at the end of the day, you must avoid what I call the get rich quicker syndrome and bad investment. And how do you avoid a bad investment? You might actually need to meet up your portfolio managers on the kind of investment you can actually do. You are the kind of person that you cannot invest your money directly. That is, you cannot do what we call a speculative investment, which is very risky. The risk is high, but the profit is high as well. But the risk outweighs what the profit. You might have to do what we call a passive form of investment, in which you have to invest your money on some portfolios, and you are giving a minimum amount of money at the end of the day, which is fixed in at the end of the day, compared to a speculative investment, which is not fixed. So you must avoid what I call the get rich quick syndrome and bad investment. Focus on building a solid foundation of wealth by following it step by step. Now, what do I mean by that? Step by step. Wealth is not something that can be created, within a day or within a month or within some months. It is something that has to be built over a period of time, over a long period of time. 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, 15, 20, 25, 30 years, even 40 years if it is possible. So you have to build it over time. Don't forget that old age is not easy. Now, it is something that you have to build step by step. It takes time to build financial freedom. It takes a lot of time. It involves what we call patience and persistency and avoiding distractions. You can also, apart from the fact that you are working for somebody in which you are actually paid, you can also be self-employed. So it's not only restricted. Making wealth is not restricted for people that are collecting salary, but it can also be, it's also possible for people that are self-employed or they are doing their own kind of a job. So you must write out your vision and you must work towards achieving your vision if you actually want to create a financial prosperity for yourself. So that is one of the first point. Then the number two, you must save part of your income. You must save part of your income. For you to be able to grow your wealth, you must save part of your income. You must learn how to grow your wealth. You must also lay some part of that money as a savings, which you can now use to invest into into your investment portfolio. So you must take each part of your income and set it aside for financial freedom. So saving that part of your income and investing it wisely on assets will produce what I call passive income for you. And what are passive income? Somebody asked me some time ago. Passive incomes are money you actually earn without actually working for it. You understand now? So it allows you to cover your luxurious expenses and retire early, if at all you are going to do it. So to achieve this, you need what? Patience, knowledge, and what? And discipline as well. So you need knowledge. That knowledge is what I will dwell on. You need what we call financial knowledge. You must read books, you must read, listen to podcasts or watch podcasts. You must read a lot of books. You must even seek for professional advice if you want to achieve what we call financial prosperity. So apart from that, you must also cut down on your expenses, on your spendings. You must cut on it, because sometimes you buy things that we don't necessarily need, that cannot add any value to our life. But at the end of the day, we end up buying them and then we end up becoming what we call a debt to ourselves. So you must avoid those things. Cut down on your expenses. Now, the third point, which I'm going to enumerate, is what we call you must have true knowledge of what? Of investment, which is financial education. You see, number three, financial education. You need financial education. Now, investing means what? Putting your money into something that will give you regular source of what? Of income. So when you invest your money, it means that what? That you are putting your money into something that will give you what? A regular source of income and benefit. You understand now? So investment is for a long period of time, and sometimes it can even take decades. 1 decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, that is 30 years. You understand now? Depending on how far you can actually go. Now, investment has lower risk and smaller returns, such as what? 10%. For example, if you are doing money market funds or ALA funds or fixed income funds and the rest of them, the interest rate is between 10%, 11%, and thereabout. You understand now? So it doesn't go beyond that. But if you are the kind of person that you want to go into active investment or speculative investment, that is, must have a higher level of what? Of financial education to go into this one. If you don't have financial education, it is very, 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 very dangerous, because you may lose all your money within a single day. And you know what that one means? That you might not be able to sleep in the night. So you need to avoid that. So if you don't have that idea or speculative investment, then you can do what we call passive what? Investment. Passive investment. You understand now? So it takes a lot of time, and the income or the money that comes to your pocket as a passive income is about 10% or thereabout. So it's fixed, but it's better. The risk is very lower. Now, invest some money, and you must invest your money on regular basis. It is something that you have to invest your money regularly every month, even if it's possible every week. You have to put money into that account, so that it can grow over a period of time. So it is not something that you can do for a short period of time. It is something that takes a lot of years for you to be able to do it or accomplish that which you actually wanted to achieve. Now, another one, which is number 4, is that you must learn to invest your money smartly. You must invest smartly to prevent running out of money. Now, if you take a bad investment, approach, there's every possibility that you might lose all your money. And that is why it is very important that you must invest your money smartly, so that you don't lose your money or you don't run out of money. And that is why it is very important that for you to do what we call passive investment, where you have a fixed income at the end of the day. Every month you have something in your in your portfolio investment every day. Like the one, if you are doing actually what we call money market funds, you get money on daily basis, depending on the amount of money you actually put into that investment. So you must invest your money smartly. So you should not waste your money. You should not waste your money. Protect your money and invest what? In a smart way. Remember that nothing will last forever, due to what? To growth in scientific and what? And technological advancement. But while you have the time now, invest your money wisely. So you should not underestimate the power of what? Of careful planning and what? And strategy. So what we're saying there is that you need to be able to invest your money in a careful way and what? And a strategic way. So at the end of the day, you get something for yourself. Now, everything can change in an instant. You understand now? There was a time some companies that were making money, but so today now, most of those companies that become bankrupt and they are no longer there. So you must know where you're actually investing your money. Most importantly, you can invest your money what? In mutual fund, which is what I always advise people to do. Because speculative investment is very, very risky if you don't have that mind don't even bother to do it. So invest money when the economy is bad. That is when what is the right time for you to invest your money. The right time for you to invest your money, it is when the economy is actually what in shambles, like what we're experiencing in Nigeria now. We're experiencing what we call high level of inflation and what an economic recession. Because at that period of time, money doesn't have value, and this is the time most investors are actually what selling their portfolios because of what because of this uncertainty what in the market. So the stock now are actually very cheap now. So if you want to buy, they are very cheap. So they have about 50% discount rate for those that actually wanted to buy. But if you don't have that mind to go for mutual fund, you understand? Go for mutual fund. So number 5, the reason why you need to grow your money, well, is that the future is what is unpredictable. The future is what is actually unpredictable. Nothing, nobody in life can see the future. Not even expert, financial or professional expert or portfolio managers, they cannot see what the future looks like. So since we cannot predict the future, why don't you put your money in the future now so that the future can what can look very okay for you? Do you get it now? That is the essence of what of a financial prosperity. So how you can grow your money is actually based on the fact that because the future is what is unpredictable. You don't know how the future is going to be. That job that you have now, you might not have that job again. So why don't you start investing now so that if there's nothing in the future, in later on in the day, you have something to actually fall back on. So no matter how smart you are, you can never predict how the future is going to be at all times. So you have to avoid being arrogant, because some people, they are very arrogant and they are very overconfident that no, the market is going to continue like that forever. And at the end of the day, what happens? The market actually crashes and everything goes into bankruptcy. So if you actually know that the future is unpredictable, then now is the time for you to actually invest your money. So avoid being arrogant and avoid being overconfident. You must be humble and flexible. So what do I mean by being humble and flexible? You must be able to diversify your portfolio. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's like going to a marketplace and you put all your eggs in a basket and you fall down. All the eggs are broken at the end of the day. Then that means that nothing at the end of the day. You don't have any money, you don't have any egg. But it's more advisable for you to diversify your portfolio and put your money into what? Into various stocks, into various investment, into various rental properties, into various assets. You understand? Into various what I call the diversified portfolio. And you must also follow to the market trend. Now, another point, which is number 6, is that you must consider the importance of what? Of decision making. You must not believe everything that you learn on social media, from friends and professionals and rest and acquaintances are actually right. Some of them might be full of deception, and some of them might just have what we call a negative ulterior motive. So it is better what you consider the importance of what we call decision making. Decision making is what is very important, because once you make the wrong mistake, it's always difficult for you to correct yourself back if you are not financially very strong. You understand now? So they may have negative ulterior motive. So you must decide on what makes sense for your financial decision. Learn more about about financial education. You can learn more about financial education. When you have financial education, you'll be able to put yourself in the right frame of mind and be able to take the right decision. So you can also get professional advice from those professionals outside. You can read more books, you can listen to podcasts, you can do a lot of things, and so that you can get this financial education, and actually expand your financial, knowledge about what the stock is actually talking about what the market is actually talking about, so that you can actually equip yourself for the challenges ahead. Number 7, your wealth creation actually depends on you. So if you want to be rich, if you want to grow your wealth creation depends on you. So you are the best person that will take care of your money. You need to learn how to handle your money yourself. So you need to know what is going on with your money. If at all you are going to hand over your money to some portfolio managers or anybody, your managers or anybody, your personal assistant and the rest of them, you should be able to know how your money is being run, how your money is being operated. A lot of people give their future, their finances to people to run for them. At the end of the day, they destroy everything for them. And for them to rise up again, it takes a lot of time. And we have heard stories about people saying they trusted friends, they trusted family, acquaintances, and the rest of them. And then what did they achieve? They end up into bankruptcy. So you must follow up. You must follow up on your money, because your money, your wealth is actually what dependent on you. It depends on how you handle your money. It depends on how you want to track your money. It depends on how you want to follow up on your money. So don't trust people, blindly. Do you understand? Now, don't trust people blindly, because they can never be trusted. You understand that they can never be trusted. So if there's any error, if there's any mistake, you can quickly correct it. You can quickly correct it. For example, every day I go over my portfolio. I check it every day. I know how much is coming to my portfolio. I know how much is going into my account every day. You need to check it. You need to do an audit. You need to follow up properly, so that you can be able to know what's actually happening. Now, number 8 is that you are the one that can actually create your wealth. So if you actually wanted to create your wealth, you are the one that can create your wealth, because decision, everything lies with you. So no investment strategy can actually make you well ready overnight. So we tell you that if you invest your money within 24 hours, you get 10 million. They are all lies. You understand now? So your future lies in your own end. So no investment strategy can promise you that overnight become a millionaire. Being a millionaire takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of years. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of perseverance. It takes a lot of following up, building it over time. You understand now? Building is that you have to nurture. It's like you are planting a seed now. You have to nurture that seed for it to become a plant, for it to become a tree in the future, where it will be producing what food for you at the end of the day. So your investment strategy cannot provide what magical millionaire strategy for you overnight. That is, you are going to become a millionaire within a short period of time. It is not possible. So avoid the temptation. Avoid the temptation. Distinguish between reliable and profitable opportunities. Avoid what magical solutions, where they will tell you all these get rich syndromes and the rest of them, and schemes that put 1 million, you get 50 million. Why are they doing that? Because you are so greedy, because you believe that you want that money quick like that. You put your money there. At the end of the day, you get scammed, and they 419 you, and your money disappears. As a result of that, you're now in a depressive mood. You're now thinking of committing a suicide. So be very, very, very careful. So your wealth creation, you are the one that will create it. And how do you create it? Building your wealth step by step. Building your wealth step by step. Now, number 9 is that you must keep your money safe. You must keep your money safe. Your wealth should be passed from one generation to the other. That is the beauty of wealth, of being wealthy. If you are trying to build up your wealth over a period of time, it's something that you can pass from your children from your children to your children to your children. It is possible. So that is wealth creation. So it must be passed from one generation to another. So you must keep your money safe. You understand that? So therefore, you should be careful with your investment. You should be careful with your investment. Without investment, it is difficult to attain what I call financial freedom. You can never attain financial freedom without investment. Somebody is lying to you that, of course, you can do this, you can do that. There's nothing like that, except you want to go and do Yahoo, or you want to go and do 419, or you want to engage in fraudulent activities. But some people might be lucky like that, but it is just few out of millions. You understand now? So, but investment is the surest way to creation of wealth. So avoid falling into into fraudulent activities. You understand? And companies that will collapse after a short period of time. We have heard about pet.com, I think pet.com, something like that, in 2000 and something like that, that came up because of the speculative investment, and because of the media hype and the rest of them. A lot of people actually invested their money into this company, and within 1 year, the company actually collapsed. I think there was another wine company, a company that was producing wine. People had to invest their money at the end of the day, only for them to realize that they're actually producing fake wine. At the end of the day, investors lost their money. So that's why I always emphasize that put your money in mutual fund, that they can never collapse. You understand that they can never collapse. But if you are a speculative investor, there is always danger, because anything can happen to the market at any point in the time. Now, if you believe that this lecture has actually been beneficial to you, it's time for you to actually subscribe now. Subscribe now. Click on that like button and share my video. Now, lastly, which is not going to be the least, is that use your debt wisely. You must learn how to use your debt wisely. If you want to grow your financial wealth, you must learn how to use your debt wisely. What is debt? BC. You understand now? Some people they engage in collecting money for unproductive things, or something that will not give them profit at the end of the day. If, for example, you borrow money to go and buy shoe, You borrow money to go and buy a designer wristwatch. You borrow money to go and buy a shirt. You borrow money to go and buy a car. They are all liabilities. They will end up what? Drawing you down. They will end up what? Dragging you down into more debt because they will not create any value for you. So anything that will not create value for you, you should not buy it. You understand now? So you should use your debt for your own advantage, and you should not use it for your own detriment. Avoid getting into trouble when you borrow money that cannot yield any value for you or yield any profit for you. So you should rather borrow money. It is good to borrow money, but that money that should be borrowed should be used for something meaningful or something that can add value to your life. If it is not something that can add value, then you should avoid it. If it's a liability, avoid it. But if it's an asset, then you can go for it, because you end up what? Creating what? More money for you at the end of the day. So I'll always consider another thing which I always tell people is that you must consider the interest. People just go into money, into borrowing money, blindly. I could remember some time ago, and I wanted to take some loan from a bank, and they were telling me it was 24.55% or so. And I imagine if I collected loan, that means I'm paying one third of the loan. Well, like, what kind of investment am I investing? It's good to collect debt, of course, it's good to collect, and it's good to use that money to invest. But at the end of the day, the interest rate is what is on the high side, and that's why I decided not to take that money, because I will pay more at the end of the day. Not that I will not achieve my aims at the end of the day, but I will pay more at the end of the day, and it may take me even longer years before I can be able to finish paying that money. So it is not always right for you to get yourself indebted foolishly. So if you want to take loan, or you want to take or borrow money, it must be something that will create value for you, and it must be something that will add that the interest rate is always lower. If the interest rate is above 20%, don't take it. It is risky and dangerous, because you never know tomorrow, because tomorrow is what is unpredictable, just like I've just analyzed in this lecture. It's very much unpredictable. So on this note, I'm going to stop on how to grow your wealth, and live on your investment in the future. I remain your loyal, dedicated, transparent, innovative David Oni. If you've actually enjoyed this video, please subscribe now. You can see that I'm sweating. It's not easy. Light in this part of our world is very, very bad. So it's not easy. So if subscribe now, share that video, and also leave your comment on how to serve you better. So see, till we meet next time. I remain David Oni. To our returning subscribers, thank you for coming over and over to watch our videos. And if you've not been watching our videos, please, the time is there now. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye bye.